It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Inspirational on a number of levels, my friend, and I think in terms of physical pursuits, it doesn't get tougher than this. Now, if you think you are a horse lover, all right, imagine spending 7 days covering over 1,000 kilometers on some of the most inhospitable land on the planet. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, before I introduce our star guest, who has achieved something quite incredible for South Africa, take a look at this.
I'm in a world of pain and it's only day one.
I didn't know that this was gonna be so serious.
Oh man, well if that intense atmospheric music didn't set the scene, we're going to do it right now, of course. The Mongol Derby is one of the toughest races in the world, over 1,000 kilometers. And it really does, I would imagine, test rider and test horse as well. And South Africa has passed that test with flying colours. Byeronie Epstein, congratulations.
Thank you.
You have won what I now know is a very unique and very grueling race. I was joking off camera just now that, can you use your body again? Can you walk again? You won it. This is an unbelievable feat. Has it sunk in for you that you have taken what has to be one of the most grueling races in the world?
To be honest, it's starting to sink in, but it's
Now
kind
that
of
you're on
been
live
like...
TV, it's got to kind of, the penny's got to drop.
Yeah,
You know?
no, it's been a bit surreal, you know, and a bit of a whirlwind coming home, but it has started to sink in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, like, I actually won that race. It's a bit crazy, so...
You've etched your name in history, and this is an amazing thing, and in a record time as well. I think what most people are interested in here is the incredibly strange dynamic of this race. So talk to us about how it all works. Obviously, you're not riding on just one horse, but nearly wild horses as well. How many horses did you use throughout the race?
So I rode 28 horses throughout the race. So you have horse stations along the route, and about every 40 kilometers you change horse. And so every day I would try and push for 4 horse stations a day, so it'd be about 140 to 160 kilometers a day. And yeah, I mean, sometimes you get fantastic horses, and sometimes you get horses that you just hate it.
I was going to ask, have you always had this kind of affinity? Because this seems to be an intuitive thing. As much as you can have the skills as a rider, you are creating new relationships every day with an animal that can be incredibly fierce and independent.
I mean, personally, for this race, I wanted to compete for 4 years. So it's become like this pipe dream, you know, and then everything started like becoming a reality. Yeah, it was amazing. And I mean, I've ridden since the age of 4, so I love horses, I love competing, I love adventure, I love adrenaline, so it all just made
And what
sense.
enabled you to get the record time? How were you able to get your neck out in front of what was a very strong field?
Yeah, I mean, I surprised myself as well. I was actually, before
When I figured
went,
that out, yeah.
I was reading my competitors and I was like, oh, I can't, I'm freaking myself out. Like, they're really great. And I think, you know, a little bit of luck, good horsemanship, I guess, and I made sure that I was mentally prepared. I trained with a past rider in the Derby, Justin Nelson in Houston, so that helped. And then also just physically preparing myself, you know, training really hard before the race.
Did you get broken at any point? Was there a time where you were like, okay, this is enough, horse, you and I are parting ways, yeah?
Oh, definitely. There was times I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Actually, on the 3rd day, the 3rd evening, I got off my horse and I blew out my knee and I couldn't walk.
Oh.
So for the rest of the race, I couldn't walk. But it was, you know, at the same time, I got the most incredible horses that helped me through, like the stages where you had horses that just wouldn't move and you're just like, okay, deep breaths.
Maybe it's time for a break, you know?
Yeah.
Just very quickly, would you do it again?
I would do it again. I've been trying to tell my brother he needs to learn how to ride and go do it.
Oh, Byeronie, this is an incredible feat. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I look forward to hearing about your next exploit, because I'm sure you're going to be doing more of this now that the bug is bitten, but you've done something truly incredible. I think, as I said earlier, you have etched your name in history, so well done, man.
Thank you. Thanks so
Oh,
much.
man. I suddenly feel like my life is not nearly adventurous enough. I think you're about to suffer from the same FOMO.